to the police shooting death of Walter Wallace.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Yuki Washington.
And I'm Jessica Cartalia. For a second night, Center City road closures are in effect. From 8th Street to 20th and from Arch to Walnut are closed. It is to keep people safe and to discourage vandalism and looting. Greg Argos joins us now on how things are an hour into our second curfew this week. Greg?
Yeah, Jessica, you said it. This is the second time a 9 p.m. curfew has been set in place here throughout Philadelphia. So far, by all accounts, things are pretty quiet. This as Philadelphia police and the National Guard take up posts throughout the city. City Hall surrounded Friday night as the Pennsylvania National Guard took position in the center of Philadelphia.
The National Guard is here now, deployed in locations across the city. That is going to be a flexible, also kind of day-by-day deployment.
Translation, Office of Emergency Management Director Adam Teal won't say where the Guard's members will be stationed.
We can't get into specifics about where they are or are not deployed at any given time.
We just boarded up our business. We have a security.
Tariq Masione's Juniata Meats in his neighborhood and nearby Port Richmond, where widespread looting took place earlier this week. We found businesses both big and small boarded up, but no National Guard's members.
I wish they can come this side too, because we have business here. Everybody pay tax here. We need security too,
The second 9 p.m. curfew in effect Friday evening. Massey hopes it maintains the peace this mischief night.
Whatever is happening is none of connecting to us. We total business are total separate. What is going out there?
So what happens if you break curfew and are caught? Well, you could be arrested, but most likely you would be issued a CVN. That's a civil violation notice, and those do come with a fine. We're live here in the Spring Garden section of Philadelphia. I'm Greg Argos, CBS.
Kalalayam la, Allahenawa, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, a great millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the fellow laborers, the Akim out there pushing this truth at risk of their own lives throughout the four corners of the earth. And to the Akwith listening and learning, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin camp, here with another lesson. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, title of this lesson is National Guard and Curfew in Philadelphia, right? And quick couple of precepts: edify the sheep, feed the lambs, you know what I mean? But right away, 2nd Ezra 15, chapter 15 comes to mind when you see these things happening. Deploying of military, checkpoints being set up, right? Police and military working in tandem, right? And it's all based on violence and looting, based on a police shooting that took place where an Israelite was gunned down by police. 2nd Ezra 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, right? Woe to the world, destruction. Destruction to the world and them that dwell therein, right? 2/3 wicked, the heathens, destruction. It's only Jacob going to be delivered from it. Repent. Verse 15, it reads, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. The sword, weapons, violence, and their destruction draweth nigh. The sword, ultimately the ICBMs, which is going to melt Babylon the Great, along with the chariots and the laser beams, right? Ultimately the ICBMs. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right? We're seeing skirmishes, violence, people being armed, taking out each other, gunning down each other, police gunning down Jake, right? Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Sedition. Sedition is a pushback against authority, right? So we're seeing pushback against authority worldwide. Civilians pushing back against authority. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, not listening to the rules, the decrees, what's being said to, what you're being told to do, not listening, right? And the course of their action shall stand in their power. They're going to do what they want, right? Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? We're seeing military checkpoints being set up, curfews, right? And something that Babylonians are not accustomed to is military presence in the suburbs, man, in the inner cities, man. They're not accustomed to that. Babylonians are not accustomed to that, man. Right? Right? Jacob's trouble. Right? It's here, man. We believe we're in the beginning of it. or we're already in it, man. But the signs are there, man. Matthew 24, verse 21. This red letter. Yahweh Shai said this. For then shall be great tribulation, trouble, miseries, tribulation, great miseries. 2nd Ezra 8, verse 50, right? For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, right? The tribulations that are about to come, Jacob's trouble, the tribulations about to come, right? What does Yahweh Shai say? No, nor ever, nor shall be, right? So the beginning of the beginning of troubles that is coming, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. The troubles that is coming, never has the earth, the planet experienced it, man. The troubles that are coming. Verse 22, here's a point. And except those days should be shortened, right? If those days are not shortened, there should no flesh be saved. Nobody would survive. But for the elect's sake, the elect, most I willing from that number, the elect, the election, the elect of Israel. But for the sake of the elect, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. The Most High shortening the days, man. We see the days speeding up. Everything's fast. Look, man, it's almost the end of the Roman calendar, man. It's almost the end. Psalm 17, verse 13. Arise, O Yahweh. This is a prayer of King David. Arise, O Yahweh, Lord, all caps. Arise, O Yahweh. Disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Deliver thy soul. King David's praying for deliverance from the wicked being Esau, wicked E. That's who the wicked is. And the Most High uses them as his sword. Let's close out with this, man. I just wanted to touch some quick precepts, man. We're seeing military curfews, military being rolled out, curfews being instilled in Babylon the Great, America the Great. Jeremiah 30, verse 7. Let's close out with this. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it, right? That day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, right? That he is the elect. Repent. Because two-thirds of the house of Israel is about to get mowed down. Right? The sword's in the hand of the slayer. Right? The military is going to quell it, but it's going to ramp up more and more, man. Repent. I pray edified. Adawan Ratazah. Stay prayed up, pray without ceasing. Babakasha, 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 Abad Baba, Wa Adawanyam. Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai. Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai. Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abad Baba.